Hey Stampers, it's Meg from Loven Stamps. Welcome to another Loven Stamps Studio Tour Holiday Helper Edition. So today we're going to talk about cards and Christmas cards, which are, I think, probably one of the most favorite things that people make with their Stampin' Up! Supplies. So there are a zillion possibilities, right? You have cardstock and ink and punches and Big Shot dies or cut and emboss dies, and so many possibilities of different things to do with them. So how to get started? So one of the things I like to think about with Christmas cards is, first of all, dividing the cards into the kinds that I'm gonna make. So if I need 400 of a Christmas card, then I am going to make a duplicatable card. If I need 400, I am not probably gonna make 400 of the work of art kind of cards. So let me tell you a little bit about work of art cards. So here is one. Work of art card is known by several. This is how to identify them in the wild. You can identify a work of art card if it has lots of die cutting on it, several different pieces like the flowers and the leaves and so forth. If it has a many-step process on it, like watercoloring. This watercolor process is like 4 steps with some bleach mixed in and stuff like that. If it has some fussy cutting besides, like the greeting here, which has to be cut with scissors. So this is a work of art card, and it's on my blog if you want to see the tutorial for this. I do love it, and I loved making it, but that is not a duplicatable card. So a duplicatable card, I like to call them like express stamping cards or, express stamping cards. So they're still beautiful, they're still handmade, and they're still really fun to put together and to receive, but they don't include those like signs of a work of art card, okay? So let's come down here and I will show you my setup here, because I have a duplicatable card that I've got designed. Let's see, there we are. A duplicatable card that I've got designed, and then I'm going to show you how to recognize a duplicatable card when you see one in the wild. So here is our Merry Moose card. I do adore this stamp set. It was in last year's holiday catalog, but the punch sold out really quickly, so they carried it over to this year, and it has a coordinating moose punch, and it is still available at the bundle pricing. So if you get the stamp and the punch together, you get a discount on that. So here's our Merry Moose card. Now here are a couple things to know about this card and why I would call it a duplicatable card. So first of all, when you sit down to make your cards, you want to know how many you're going to make. So pick a number. Are you going to make 12? Are you going to make 40? Are you going to make 400? And then make sure you have enough supplies, cardstock and stuff on hand, or place an order in time to get the pieces. But the thing that the number is going to help you with is figuring out what you can do. So if I said I was going to make 12 cards or even 24, this card is designed to use designer series paper. Ta-da! This is the Heartwarming Hugs paper. And I'm taking out just the pieces that are red and white for this particular project because I wanted to mix them with Just Jade, which is an in color and super trendy. So Real Red and Just Jade are kind of fun together. But this card is cut so that I'm using just a piece of DSP that's a little bit smaller than 3x4, which means that it fits 12 onto a sheet. So the other part that I'm using though is gold foil sheets, and these come in a 12x12 sheet also. So this is gonna be my true 3x4 because I don't want to make it bigger. That would end up wasting a bunch of the gold foil paper. But I'm gonna make it a true 3x4, and then my DSP to match it is gonna be a tiny bit smaller. So 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. See how those match together? All right, so first thing, you're gonna pick a number. Second thing, you're gonna pick a punch. I do love my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I love embossing, I love die cutting, but it's not the speediest. So if you pick a card that has lots of die cutting, like this one with all the snowflakes on it, or this one earlier with all of the flowers on it, you're gonna be die cutting a lot. So you can definitely do that, but depending on your time limit, a punch is always a quick and easy way to go. You can save your, I dropped my card. All right, well, you won't be talking forever, so well, good thing we're making more, right? Okay, anyway, yeah, so let's get stamping here. So I have my process kind of set up. I have my ink pads, I have my stamps mounted, I have my pieces cut, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. So when you do this, you want to make your first one, go ahead and assemble it, and then tweak anything you need to tweak, and then go ahead and start to get your mass production kind of going. So then what you're gonna do is you're gonna do 12, say I'm doing 12. I'm gonna do 12 mousses, 12 moussi. Anyway, you can cut your paper so that it's easy to punch, so that it's easy to get your stamping on it. All right, can I get one more? No. All right, so then once I get all my mousses stamped, I'm gonna go back and add a punch for each one. So, all right, and then I'm just gonna punch. So I'm gonna have all these mousse ready to put on my card. If anybody knows the plural of mousse, tell me. All right, so I'd have my 12 mousse ready. Then I would take my designer series paper, and here's another hint for you about express stamping. You don't have to stamp every image separately. So on this one, I have 2 trees on my background. So I'm gonna go ahead and stamp them both at the same time. So I have them both on the same block. And the reason you wanna get one card done completely before you start assembling is that you might have to tweak your process a little bit to make sure that everything's placed where you want it to go. So you would stamp 12 of your trees, and I'm just kind of keeping these stacked up here. I think my tree's supposed to go off the right side there. There we go. Okay, so you get the idea. I would stamp all my trees, and then I would go ahead and layer these pieces together. And where's my adhesive? Here we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and start flipping them over and layering each one. Okay, remember always smush from the back side. And honestly, when I do this, I usually go ahead and lay out my paper and put adhesive on the backs of everything all at once. Okay, so then I just go back and do all my sticking. And this goes back to, if you saw my video tutorial about the children's book that like rocked my stamping world, you should go back and see that one. It's part of the series that the Love and Stamp Studio Tour series. So, okay, I can't remember what the day it was. It was, yeah, in there somewhere. Okay, then the inside of my card, which I didn't get ink all over, is kind of fun and carries the pun on. So then I would go ahead and I would stamp all of those pieces. And I know the stamping's upside down for you guys, but I'm not convinced that I can do it really well upside down here with a matching. Okay, so I would stamp the mousse on all of my pieces, and then I would go back and I would stamp the...
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Siri's trying to help me with my express stamping here. Then I would go back and I would stamp the scarf on all my little guys, okay? And then I would go back and I would stamp my Have a Cozy Christmas on each of these. Okay, so that we're kind of working down the line and getting everything done in steps. And then the little greetings.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Okay, my watch can go in a drawer. Then we're gonna go back and we're gonna stamp all the little Christmas greetings, okay? So that they're ready. And then we start assembling. So again, I like to work in batches even for my assembly. So I would go ahead and take all of my banners and go ahead and attach all of my banners first. And then I would pop the Stampin' Dimensionals onto the back of my mousses, and I would actually stick all of my dimensionals on mousses all at once. Okay, and then I would peel them all at once so that they're easy to pick up, because when you're doing the same motion over and over again, it's a lot more efficient than doing, you know, one card start to finish, one card start to finish. So, but I promise the love included in each card does not diminish if you do them in sort of duplicatable mode. So, okay, so then I have my card here and my card here. Now, if I was gonna do some kind of fussy cutting on this, I would actually save all my fussy cutting and do it on the couch when I'm watching TV with my family. And then I'm gonna take my stars. So these are all the trim-ins, stars, and I'm gonna pop one on here. Oh, and I just realized, see, this is something that you might notice when you're a little bit, when you're working in batch, you wanna make sure that you have your card, at least one of them done, so that you can kind of catch any little issues as they pop up. Okay, and then on the inside, I would attach all my insides, okay? And then this is going to go here. Oh, I just ran out my stamp and seal. All right, so there you have it. So kind of a fun way to approach your Christmas cards so that you can make the most of your time and send the most fun greetings. I'll put this over here. The most fun greetings. So go ahead and check out the Merry Christmas, Merry Moose Punch Bundle, which I highly recommend for fun Christmas cards. Anything with a pun makes me happy. And then tomorrow on Holiday Helper, we're gonna tune in just a little bit early, probably about 9 o'clock instead of 9:30. And tomorrow we will be talking about mix and match tags. So taking a set of supplies and just sitting and having fun creating. So I'll kind of walk you through some of that process. So I had a video series for a while that was called Reality Crafting, where basically I wouldn't start with an idea necessarily. I would kind of start the video with my supplies and do reality crafting. How does Meg think about stamping when she puts a project together? So we're gonna do just a little bit of that tomorrow morning, and that will give us another Friday of our Holiday Helper. So the other reason we're moving a little bit early tomorrow is that Stampin' Up! Is holding On Stage, which is the big Stampin' Up! Convention. It actually kicks off tonight with awards and fun things like that. And then tomorrow and Saturday, we have virtual sessions all day with all kinds of fun stamping ideas. So if you are attending On Stage, I will look forward to seeing you there as a demonstrator. And if you are super intrigued by the idea of On Stage, you should ask me about becoming a demonstrator or check out my website at loveandstamps.com because it is so much fun. We have a great community and we love doing things together. So check it out and think about it. So anyway, thank you guys for stamping with me this morning on the Holiday Helper. Be sure to go back and check out Holiday Helper from earlier this week. This is, I think, number 5 of Holiday Helper. So we've already got 5 tips down, including the notebook, which I have here. This was our first Holiday Helper day, putting together a sort of guide to keeping track of your holidays. And then we talked about the photo banner, which is here in the background. And we've talked about, the little treat packets that we did yesterday. So we're kind of moving along. And then there must be something else that I just can't remember off the top of my head right now. Anyway, or maybe it's today, maybe it's duplicatable Christmas cards. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Like, love, share the video, leave a comment. I love to hear from you, and we will see you tomorrow. Remember, a little bit early, 9 o'clock Central Time. Happy stamping, guys. Have a great day.